Payton Wilson of North Carolina State. So this is the number one linebacker on the PFF big board right now, 6'4", 238 we have him at. And one thing I think, watching Payton Wilson that stood out right away is that he spent a ton of time on those early downs, like playing off the edge or wide of the tackles. And I thought that really played to his advantage because he takes sharp angles to the backfield and he utilizes his speed to get in there and make plays. And that's really where his best plays come from. Like he could get a little bit messed up when playing in the middle, but I thought he played really well out wide a little bit more. Does a really nice job off the snap against offensive linemen and wins with speed or bend, dipping under blockers and just utilizing that speed and his tight angles to get himself into position. Not always great at getting off of blocks with his strength, has to rely more on that speed and good pursuit angles, which is fine, but would like to see him add a little bit more power to his game as well, considering his size. But I thought he was an aggressive coverage defender, always looking to kind of be around the ball and follows the play nicely for the most part. And that puts him in position to make plays. And he's made some sick interceptions as a result of just being around the ball and in the right spot. Like there was a pick six that he had against Clemson, I think it was just the perfect example of him just being a magnet to the ball. Like he's playing on the right B gap and the ball gets batted at the left C gap. It doesn't bounce all the way to where his gap was, but because he's just taking off in that direction of where the ball is going, he actually catches it like in stride a couple of feet from the line of scrimmage and then takes it to the house. Like it was pretty sick stuff. So I will say like that kind of aggressiveness and wanting to be around the ball, it can hurt him at times because he'll bite pretty hard on fakes or double moves and get absolutely dummied from time to time. But look, this is a guy that I think, he posted an elite 90.4 coverage grade this past year, had 3 pretty remarkable interceptions in there. So he has the chops to do it. I'll be curious to see how his style of play, like specifically translates to the NFL. If he's going to be a starter, teams will kind of hopefully know how to take advantage of him because he's nasty as a pass rusher as well because he has that speed and those moves at the line of scrimmage. 22 pressures, 6 sacks this past year. And he was also asked to rush the passer a ton, 151 times in 2023. So, treat that how you will, but he's also doing it a lot because he's good at it. So I came away liking Payton Wilson quite a bit. I definitely get why he'd be ranked so high on our big board, and I've seen him ranked pretty highly on a lot of boards as well. So how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I love Payton Wilson as well. Excellent combination, size and speed, but 6'4", 233. I think he came in at the combine, ran a 4.43 40 with a 1.53 10-yard split. I mean, just sick at that size. And you see it on tape. He's like you said, aggressive dude. His motor never stops. I don't know that there's a linebacker you're going to see that plays with as much effort as that dude because he never freaking stops. That you're talking about that sick interception, love that, and then the epic clip where he chases down that wide receiver from Notre Dame too. It's just nuts, man. Just tracks him down. I absolutely enjoyed his tape. Versatile dude. Like you said, he played on the edge and crashes down hard. Doesn't necessarily have like this crazy pass rush repertoire, but he'll just run right through your ass if you ain't ready. So I loved it. Effective blitzer. He solid tackler, 138 tackles this year. That his last year at NC State was just stellar this year. Production wise, he graded out excellently. 89.9 defensive grade, 90.6 tackle grade, 90.4 coverage grade. I think he said, like, that's just sick. Just a great final year for a guy who struggled with injury during his career. That's, kind of one of the big knocks on him is the injury concerns. He's dealt with upper body, lower body injuries, missed time. A little bit of an older prospect's another thing. There's times he gets stuck on blocks. I think you mentioned that as well. Just kind of upping his technique and stuff. I think he's got plenty of size and strength to do it. So Wilson's fun, man. He is he's a dude who is built for IDP production because he plays like a maniac.
He really does, man. Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. Like he's built for IDP production. Like there's just there's a lot to like about his game. Like he has a
Yeah.
bunch of flashy plays on tape between,
Yeah.
sacks and interceptions and impressive pass breakups and
Yep.
chasing down wide receivers, like you said. But yeah, yeah, he has some of the injury concerns as well that hasn't, I don't think, seemed to affect his movement on the field as
No,
far as I
yeah.
can tell, right?
No.
Like
Yeah,
the
for
guy could
sure.
cover, he rushes the passer like some of the best at the position and takes ideal tackles to make angles, dominated our stable metrics for his position as well,
Yep.
thanks to that like insane 2023 season that he had. So yeah, really impressed with Peyton Wilson. You got a favorite landing spot for him?
I took Seattle.
Ah, there you go. So-
Yeah, I think you had that for another guy. Yeah, I think same thing you said. I'm not the biggest Jerome Baker fan either. 1 year deal. Dotson is an intriguing guy. They brought in Tyrell
yeah,
Dotson on a 1 year deal. He showed well in Buffalo last year and he got a little more run. Those guys, right? 1 year deals, stopgap. They lost about 2,000 snaps from last year. They got a new scheme coming in. Mike McDonald and Aiden Durd could use their guy to hold it down. I thought I was looking for a spot where he could come in and just take over.
oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I went with Seattle.
Yeah, no, I like that. I did the same kind of thing. I put the LA Rams and I,
Mhm.
I know they've got Ernest Jones, who we all love, and I'm not saying
Yep.
he's a replacement to him, but to work alongside him and what
Mhm.
doesn't have to be an every down role right away, but could actually go either way. Like as far as usage goes between the two of them, they're both very good blitzers. They blitzed the shit out of Ernest last year,
Yep.
133 pass rush snaps, third among linebackers. So you can now have two guys who can do both and contribute there. And it frees up Ernest to play more of that typical off ball linebacker role and continue to be an effective tackler as well, right? Plus,
Mhm.
um, Peyton Wilson just 100 times better than what their other linebackers options are right
Oh
now.
God.
And Christian
Yeah.
Roseboom and Jake Hummel, or whoever
Yeah.
else they have. But
Yeah.
and then you'll still have Cameron Curl in there as well for additional support. So it could be a really nice unit, I think, with Peyton Wilson in the mix. So
That'd be fun.
yeah, that's the one I was kind of hoping for.
I like that. No, that's a fun landing spot for sure with him, Jones, and Cam Curl.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be fun. That'd be exciting.
yeah, yeah. They got to get the excitement back there because after the
Yes.
Aaron Donald retirement, man. So,
Yes.
but hey, they added to the secondary. The secondary is going to be exciting this year. So
Yes, it is. Absolutely.